Welcome back to Day to Day with Greg Michelson. I'm here with Raheem Bell, new friend of mine. We met on LinkedIn. I read some of his stuff, and it looks like some really interesting things going on in the space of surgery and healthcare. So, Raheem, why don't you introduce yourself to us? Welcome to the show. What makes you tick?
Hey, hey, Greg. Fantastic being here. So my name is Raheem Bell. I'm a surgical resident at Northwestern, so entering the sixth year of my program. I'm also the CEO of a new med tech startup. And so what makes me tick in the operating room is not being able to see. It makes the operation a lot more difficult. It makes it
When you can't
unsafe,
see?
and yeah, when you can't see. And so that's why we're trying to fix that problem at Operative Insights.
Tell me more. How do you fix it? What, you can't see as in like orthoscopic, and you're like inside the body, or can't see how?
Yeah. So all the above, but the number one modality that the form of surgery that we're looking at is open procedures. So procedures where you're in a cavity, where you're in the abdomen, the chest, pelvis. You're trying to do some difficult maneuvers, and you're not able to see because the light is not optimal. And so at Operative Insights, we're building an autonomous lighting system that can track and follow the surgeon hand and learn intelligently the steps of the procedure, to be able to always illuminate and bring light to where it's needed at the right time.
Wow, that's fascinating. Like with robots and stuff, or mirrors, or how does it work?
Yeah, yeah. So good question. We're using computer vision. So we're using a camera that can learn the environment, and we're using a training model that's able to improve with every use. And so we've built a custom robot arm that uses computer vision to intelligently learn the field and move the arm. And so that's what we're working on at Operative Insights currently.
So the robot is attached to the surgeon, or to the table, or to the floor, or the ceiling? Where does it attach to?
Yeah, currently it's a roll-on system. It rolls alongside the surgical team, can be moved around.
Oh,
The
it's
current
mobile, like
is
on
mobile.
wheels.
Yeah, it's on wheels. Yeah,
Okay.
the current OR lights are attached to the ceiling, and so um, down the line, it's our hope and dream that we can tackle the ceiling portion of this technology. But currently, we need to show efficacy prior to that. And so it's been an exciting time for our company to kind of build in the space with the existing technology that we have at our fingertips.
Well, you're gonna have to educate me. So I've been in an operating room, but never conscious. So
Yes.
you say you're sort of aspiring to the ceiling attached light, but why is that? Is that light better, or like how does it work in a normal operating room without a robotic light source? What, you know,
Yeah, right
draw
now,
give me a picture.
yeah, I'll paint you a picture. It's good that you weren't awake for those procedures. It'll probably probably wasn't wouldn't have been the most comfortable thing. So in the operating room currently, if you can imagine, there are these three, usually two to three giant lights that are mounted from the ceiling, and within those lights, they're usually LED. Individual LED components around a central custom lens that helps to amplify that light source. And so that allows the surgical team to see where they're operating. There's a handle in the center of it that you use. It's a sterile handle that you use to move those lights around as you're operating, as you need to see other areas of the body. And so normally you're operating, either you or your assistant will reach up and move that light at different portions
Like
of the
nurses
case.
or the surgeon himself?
So, yep, the surgeon, the nurses, the residents, the medical students, and so it's usually a team effort to get those lights moved
So,
around.
so by the end of the procedure, that thing's covered in blood, probably.
Depends on the
Yeah.
procedure, but it can be,
Right.
it can be,
Most everybody involved is going to have, their hands are going to get blood
yeah,
on them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. So somebody's got to go in and clean that thing after every
After
every
every
procedure.
Yeah, so the cap to the OR has to be cleaned. After every
The what
procedure, then
does?
the operating room. Sorry for using acronyms. The operating room has to be cleaned after every procedure,
You
and that
said CAT
includes.
though? I wanna learn the acronym. What is it? CAT?
Oh, I said OR.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And so the lights are included in that. The lighting handles themselves, they're these disposable covers that are usually put on during the case, and if they become unsterile by any means, they're removed and replaced.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Hmm.
you're pu it's a disposable type thing.
The cover itself, it is, yeah.
I see, I gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay, okay, and you said there's 3 of these things, and the nurses and the surgeons and the assistants, and they're all kinda, like, pulling it around to try and get it to but it's big. I guess it's how big is this light?
I would say that the lights are pretty big. Depends on the company. In general, you're probably looking like a foot and a half
So
by
they're huge,
yeah, they're huge. They're huge
and if they come
lights.
from the ceiling, then you're casting a shadow down on where you're operating, yeah?
Yeah, you're casting shadows because of the size, and also the operating room is a dynamic environment, so you're moving around a lot. You're blocking the light, and you're trying to get in the optimal position to do certain tasks. And so, shadowless surgeries is also a feature of our device that we're trying to tackle,
Hmm,
where you can always see where you're operating. Yeah.
gotcha. So for you, is it more about detecting shadows and getting rid of them, or is it more about knowing exactly where the light needs to be and shining in that particular spot,
It's
or
both.
both?
It's both. Yeah. So shadowless is definitely one of our goals, but the intelligence of knowing is our future. As we learn more about the individual procedures, is a future goal. And so predictive and using predictive analytics to position those lights depending on the steps of the case.
Okay. So your computer vision is detecting the different instruments that are being used to perform the surgery and trying to find the tips of them. Is that the idea? Is that how you figure out where you need the light?
Yeah, instruments, hands, and the overall operative field. And so that's what we're aiming at, understanding what instruments are being used at what points, where is the surgical team's focus, and so all of it. The answer is all the above. We want to get all that data and have that use that to train our model to move the lights.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right. And is there such a thing as having too much light?
It depends on the case. If it's the intensity of the light can be too bright. If you can't see, say, it can be reflective. So if you can't see something that's bleeding, so you definitely want to have optimal intensity. Um, but once you're able to dim that light, there's never too much. Being able to see is always important, and so that's what we're trying to. That's our goal. Our end goal is to have the surgical team always be able to see where they're operating. Mm.
Now, it definitely seems to me like, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, that being floor mounted would be an advantage if you were trying to kind of maneuver around people's arms and the things that they're doing and stuff like that. It seems like the ceiling would be like the worst place to put these lights. The only advantage being like if they were because they're out of the way, right?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
wrong? Oh,
no,
yes.
that is right. But they're usually difference in the operation. They're usually big teams that come in sometimes, and then there are equipment that needs to work alongside the patient. And so the more you can get things out the way, the better it is for the surgical team. But
Gotcha.
the mobility of having a light that that's roll on is advantageous for sure. Yeah.
Gotcha. You don't want to be tripping over the thing.
Hmm.
Do you build in like get out of the way detection, or you just have them kick it? Because I'm picturing my Roomba, like my robot vacuum,
Hmm.
and how if it's like trying to mop the rug or climb the stairs or something like that, I just give it a kick and it kind of learns,
Oh,
not. You
we
know what I
haven't
mean? Is
we
that
haven't
do you guys do that?
we haven't explored any of those kind of technologies of kicking it, but we're experimenting with kind of motion sensors and things of that nature. But no kicking of the lights. They're pretty expensive once they're complete, so we don't advise anyone to kick them.
Wait, so are these on dumb wheels or smart wheels? Like, is it where's the intelligence here? Is it in the placement of the light, or is it in the control of the arm, or both?
So it's in the control of the arm currently. So we have
Gotcha.
not we
So
have
it's on
not
double.
yeah, it's at dumb wheels for now, as we're working through our prototypes. And so every iteration adds on new features. I'm sure you are familiar with the innovation process, but every innovation iteration adds new features. And so yeah, it's been exciting. We right now we're at a stage where we want to prove it works. And so yeah, so
Battery powered or corded?
both.
Gotta be, yeah.
Yeah,
I
both.
imagine the cord would be a problem, yeah.
Yeah, cord can be a problem, especially if someone unplugs it accidentally. So, having both a battery and having being able to be plugged in so in case the batteries run out. So we're exploring dual power supply.
Gotcha. No,
Yeah.
that seems valid. Do you have one? Like, have you built one? Does it work? Or are you at the sort of figuring it out stage?
We have our first one. We just finished up, and it's exciting to see it come to life from our minds to paper, and to like a physical device with its own robotic software and code. And so it's for me, it's been very gratifying to see. Yeah.
Can I see it? You got a picture of it? Any
Uh,
videos or anything?
I
I'd
have
love to see it
videos.
because
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can show them. Oh, how do I show you?
you should be able to screen share if you have them.
Yeah, let's see.
If as long as it's not confidential, I don't want you to show anything that you, aren't prepared to show.
Yeah, I can show you. Um, how about I show you like a proof of concept? I will just show you what the end products, a cartoon rendition of it, just so we're not showing you too much
Sure.
of
Okay.
what it's gonna look like.
Okay.
So let's see here. Can you see that?
Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
wow, it's on a huge base, huh?
it looks huge, but it's only 11 inches wide. It just zoomed in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Wow. You have one of these physically out there?
we have one, not our first prototype of this.
That's fantastic. Has it been
Yeah.
used in any actual surgeries yet?
Not yet, not yet. We
Okay.
just got to
Not yet.
the stage of where we have alpha prototype, and so um, that will be our next hill to tackle.
Gotcha. Wow, cool. Huh. Well, how about
Yeah.
that? Now,
So that's
how let's talk to me about funding. So are you venture backed or how are you funding this animal?
yeah. So we're currently talking to several venture firms. Our first initial funds were friends and family, pre-seed round, and so yeah, we're meeting with people right now and firms to shore up some investments. And so that's our next goal. So we're doing a lot of things in parallel in terms of fundraising. We're trying to tackle FDA clearance as well as initial pilots, and so a lot
FDA
of
clearance. Why would the FDA need to approve a light?
yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. The current lights are FDA have to be FDA cleared. And so
Shut up. Really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you
Lights approved by the Food and Drug Administration.
yeah, it's a medical device that can cause
Boy,
harm, and
overreach.
so these are
A light is a medical device?
yeah. It's
Okay,
class. It's
I
a
remain skeptical.
it is a class 2 device, and so it has to be proven to be safe and
What does class
effective.
2 mean?
So class 2 means the class 1 is something that's the highest tier
I see.
can cause harm, and class 2 is below that. And so class 2
Like
can
drugs, like medicines would be a class 1.
yes, class 1. Yeah, but class 2, like a lighting system can cause harm, especially ones like ours, if it's not programmed correctly. You can imagine a situation where it hits someone.
Sure.
And
Or
even there
shines in their eyes.
yeah, and there are certain standards for the lighting itself, like the lights has to be of optimal temperature, color rendition. You can cause, if these get hot enough, you can cause fires in the operating room.
Really? Even with
With
the
the
LEDs?
Yeah, with the LEDs and then the lens that are they're attached, it kind
Lens.
of amplifies it, and so
Gotcha.
all of that requires like repeated tests and proving that it's safe. And one thing we want to
All right.
do is make
You
sure
may
it's
have
safe. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
What are some other examples of class 2 devices, just to get a kind of sense of the space? Do you know
yeah.
off the
Some
top of your head?
top of my head, I can think about other operative room devices like retractors, and then
Like the actual implements used in surgery? How
not
about the
not
table?
the table. The table could be one. Those
All right.
tables are actually done. They're not just flat. You know, those tables kind of move in different
They're
positions
adjustable,
depending
sliding,
on
yeah.
the surgery.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, FDA clearance is no small thing.
No, it's not. It's not. But it is important. I'm all about patient safety, and so we want to make sure this is a device that's going to be safe and effective for all patients and for surgical
Okay.
teams alike. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What's the team like?
Yeah, the team. So we have a team. Various members are engineers, and we have a legal expert as well. A few members that are pursuing executive MBAs, and so myself, CEO, I bring the clinical background and the visionary of the device and the company, and then we have. Our COO, who is a systems engineer by trade, also pursuing an executive MBA. Our CTO is a data science specialist that is also an expert in computer vision. We have a chief legal officer who's a corporate attorney. We have contracted with several mechanical engineers, some electrical engineers, as well as I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, we have someone that is helping us. So one of our final member that's recently added, he's heading up business development, and he's kind of spearheading fundraising and communicating with investors and getting us organized. He helps sometimes with pitches as well. Yeah.
Gotcha. So your legal guy's probably working on patents.
Yeah, he works. He connects us with some. I actually connected us with the firm that is that helped us with our patents. But he also holds an MBA, and so he helps with some business strategy on the side. And he's kind of our acting CFO as well. But our firm is a global law firm, a patent firm that has helped us with our utility patent and as well as our international patent filing as well.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
Any competitors in the space? Are there other folks that are doing this?
There was a team out in I believe the UK that was trying to build an autonomous operating room lights. Last I checked, they hadn't really made much progress or commercialized it yet. Other than them, there really aren't any other competitors in this field. There are obviously the operating room lights, the current ones that stand. So there are several companies that do make them. There are headlights. So sometimes surgeons will wear lights around their head, and so
Right.
those are considered competitors as well. And then there are companies that make retractors that have lights on the end of them, and so
Mm.
they're all those different companies are trying to achieve the same thing, which is lights, our vision into OR.
Right, but it seems like automated adjustment of the lights is the key innovation here. Yeah,
Hmm. That's correct.
gotcha. Okay, what's the data look like? So I'm a data scientist. I study data science. My company is a data science development environment. So it's like a
Hmm.
agentic coding environment. So I'm curious
Hmm.
about the data. What kind of data are you collecting, and how are you processing it and thinking about it to optimize the way these lights work?
Yeah, so the data is an important piece of I'm sure you know as a data scientist, especially in this day and age, that the data is kind of the most important piece for us in training our model. We're building an on-device, large language model with our data, and so,
On
uh,
device.
yep,
Like you're training your own, or you're hosting like an open source model?
we're training our own. We're training
Wow.
our own.
Okay. Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, and so that data is crucial. Every time it's used, we're able to improve our model, and so the data will capture everything that happens in the operating room, from incision to close, really. So
Right.
Mhm.
Got it. Fascinating. Are you wearing, Meta glasses? Is that what those are?
I am wearing the Meta glasses. Yeah, they're prescriptions.
Alright. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I've got
yes.
a pair, but I haven't really found much use for them. Do you enjoy using them?
I do enjoy using them. I actually, I end up listening to a lot of podcasts, or news in the mornings with my glasses. I have 2 kids, and so, yeah, I'm not sure if you have kids,
Yeah,
but
plenty.
the mornings usually start with a lot of screaming, and so, trying to get them settled, and ready for the day, is a little busy, but it's kind of common to have, say, the news or podcasts, while I'm doing all that, say, making them breakfast or getting them to school. Yeah.
Now,
So
are
it's
those the
fun.
ones with the screen in the display in the lenses or just the first generation ones?
These are the second generation, but not the ones with the screen. I think that would be, a little distracting for me personally. My use. I like just the microphone, piece of it. So I haven't
And the
explored.
cameras. You use the cameras much?
But yes, the cameras. I do use them with the kids because it's a unique vantage point to take pictures and videos. So
Well, if you already wear glasses, it's kind of fantastic to have it there
it
and just
is.
have it right.
Yeah, I go to my eye appointment, and it's something that they have there, so that they usually, they're kind of, they can sell it to you almost. So it's nice.
Huh,
Yeah, so that,
fascinating.
yeah, I like it. And
So how
sometimes
did you
you have questions that they can quickly answer, the AI model
Yeah, I
that's on.
tried these, what was the name of the company? Even Realities, something like that?
But did you like that
You ever
one?
look at those?
I saw it. I get.
I ordered them,
Oh, you did order it. Yeah.
and I had them, and I used them for a bit. They've got inside a little display
Mm-hmm.
that will show, like, your notifications and stuff, but it's just, like, green. Like, it's like it's the kind of display you would expect to see in, like, 1985 or something like that.
Yeah.
But sort of by design, I suppose they could have made it more complex, but you really, I think, for a device like that, want something that's a bit more minimalist, that's gonna give you, like, the bare amount of information that's useful and not
Yeah.
sort of cloud your and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I think having something discrete is helpful. And, the Ray-Ban Metas initially were pretty discreet, but I think a lot of people know now to look for them. And so they've become less discreet. And so, I do have another pair of glasses I wear, from time to time.
Just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah.
In case they make people uncomfortable or something. Yeah,
Yes,
no, I like
exactly.
the even realities ones that I got, but they wouldn't see, I only wear glasses for reading.
Hmm.
My far away vision is great. So,
Okay.
uh, I wanted them to do, like, reading glasses for me,
Hmm.
but they wouldn't do it. So, they don't do
Oh,
bifocals or any of the other kind of stuff like that. So,
I
at the
see.
end of the day, I had to send them back, but that I think is a useful technology.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway,
Yeah. Maybe in the future they'll build some reading glasses. I'm sure that's
could be.
coming down the line. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely something there. I feel like there, for people who wear glasses, that there's definitely something to having a display built into the lenses and having
Hmm.
it be useful. Is that an option for lighting? Having the lighting attached to the surgeon, either as glasses or, like you said, on their
Hmm.
forehead, that sort of thing. Have you looked into kind of
Yeah,
automated aiming of those
yeah,
kinds of, like,
yeah,
wearable lights?
yeah. We've explored. One of our actually our initial designs was around, kind of headset or kind of glasses that you could wear. The issue there is that, number one, the power, you would need some proprietary power source to power these, through our entire, procedure, without having to,
Mm,
like, constantly replace the battery pack, and then the weight of it. A lot of these, headlamps, we call them, are pretty bulky, pretty heavy, and can sometimes lead to injury. They can, lead to surgeons herniating, their cervical disc in their neck.
no
So
kidding.
sometimes, yes, sometimes people can have career-ending, injuries from too much, pressure on their neck, or suboptimal ergonomics. And so, we figured that we would kind of remove that problem by, having something that was detached from the surgical team.
Standing.
Yeah.
Huh. Wild. I would never have guessed that a light could cause, like, a permanent career-ending injury. That's wild. I guess if you wear it all the time.
Yeah, if you're in for a long case, if you're in an awkward position, that pressure adds up. Yeah.
I see. Hmm. How did you get this idea?
Good question. So, the idea actually came to me maybe 2 years ago. I wrote it down, but well before then, I was experiencing, issues with, uh, like, I was realizing that we were constantly complaining about the lights. Whenever a case got difficult, we ended up not being able to see, and that was usually the cause. And then, in addition, I'm 6'2". You can't tell my height as I'm sitting here, but a lot of surgeons are tall, but I end up being one of the taller individuals in the OR sometimes, and depending on where the light is fixated, sometimes I can accidentally hit it with my surgical cap, and so we have to remove and replace that. And I realized that that happened pretty frequently, not just to me but to other colleagues as well. And so um, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice if there was a light that wouldn't be in your way, that would move if you're about to hit it, that wouldn't require you to touch it, and how nice it would be to operate and always be able to see. And so that's how the idea came to me.
I love that. It must be I'm thinking about your first experience in the OR,
Hmm.
and what that must have been like, and I would never have occurred to me that lighting would be, an issue there, but it makes sense.
Hmm.
Can you what was your do you have, like, an early memory of the lights impacting your work in the OR?
Yeah. So my first experience in the OR actually dates back to prior to medical school. It was in
Okay.
undergrad. In undergrad, I was able to shadow a surgeon that was able to bring me into a few procedures. And my experience there was it was a groin hernia repair, open surgery, and that anatomy that can be pretty difficult to discern when seeing, and so even more difficult if you're not directly right next to it. And so he had himself and as well as the full surgical team, and so I was like steps behind, and I was it was difficult for me to see, but he did sit with me and kind of um, review the case and what they did. And so that's my very first experience in the operating room that I can think about. And I mean, as you go on, you get closer and closer to the table and closer and closer to the operative field, and eventually you're doing more and more of the case. And so as I progressed in my training, I've been closer and closer, and I've been faced with the problem. I guess I've been closer to the problem as I progress. Mhm.
Now if I were to talk to, like a 60-year-old surgeon, say, someone that's been operating for, 30 years,
Mhm.
are they gonna say that this is a problem? Like, do you have this sort of inertia of this is the way we've always kinda done it? That
Yeah.
that you have you encountered that much? Certainly we have, because we're not I mean, we're not doing anything like brain surgery or anything like that, but we
Mhm.
are trying to change the way that people work in terms of how they write code and work with data. And we do encounter the more experienced folks kind of like the way things are and are resistant to change. Do you find
Mhm.
that's the case with surgeons you talk to?
I mean, surgeons in general can be a stubborn group. uh, eh, so we like what we like. We're used to our workflows, and so in order to prove or to have someone change, the way they've been practicing for years and years, you need to really sell them on the need and the fact that it's going to improve their workflow and it's going to be better for patient outcomes. And so. Once we're able to gather that data and prove to folks that this is something that's going to make patient care better, and it's going to make your operations smoother, the integration piece will come. And so there's always going to be some by nature there's going to be some resistance to change to any technology. Yeah,
Of inertia, yeah.
yeah.
Now, what's the pricing model look like? Because I imagine for the existing lights, you pay once. You get the light, and then that's that. And you might have, like, ongoing costs related to whatever disposable pieces go, but it's not a subscription. You don't need a subscription to a light. My guess is that for your platform, you'd wanna license the software in addition to actually selling the physical device, yeah?
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. Our model will be a little bit of a mixed bag. But I would say there are current lights that are actually on like kind of a subscription model where
Really?
if something goes wrong, the repairs are done by the company kind of thing. And so our lights will be cheaper than the current lighting systems. The data piece and so there will be a subscription model attached to it. And outside of the just the maintenance of the light and the software, we want to build out a platform for education and for quality assurance, and so surgeons can look at their prior surgeries and see what's working, what's not working, and students and residents can also learn more effectively from cases.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Now, are surgeries today all video recorded?
not all surgeries are
Is that
video
pretty much
recorded.
standard?
Not all are video recorded. Depends on the institution. At a big academic institution, you may have some capabilities to record. Like some of the lights currently have cameras in the handle itself. Um,
Mhm.
which is not always showing the entire operation as it can be blocked. And then if you're doing a minimal invasive surgery, by robotic surgery, those systems can record pretty easily. So there are companies that can help
Have to
with.
record, I
Yeah,
suppose, right?
yeah,
Because the surgeon is using those video streams to do their work, yeah?
yeah, exactly.
I see.
Hmm.
Now, I suppose if you did have a movable light that could position itself, it would by sort of by virtue of how it works, it would have to record everything, yeah?
Yeah, at a unique vantage point, is almost you're following step by step as the operation goes along with no impedance, no blockage, and so it will be a unique vantage point.
Hmm. And you'd probably want like a fairly powerful zoom on that thing to be able to kind of zoom in and see what's actually going on if it's a fine sort of like a fine what would you call that? Like a small area.
Like a small operative field, yes. So if you're thinking about like operating on like a small vein or artery, yeah, you would want some like a strong camera to zoom in. We're not at the point of a strong zoom camera yet. We're at the point of yeah, we're kind of zoomed out at the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be a really unique data set once you have, thousands or tens of thousands of operations recorded from kind of the optimal vantage point.
Mhm.
That'll be pretty unique, eh?
Yeah, it will be very unique, unlike any that exists, especially in open surgery. Yeah.
Got it. Well, so what's next in terms of developing? You said you have a prototype that an alpha prototype that works.
Mhm.
Do you have any surgeons? I mean, could you bring it into the OR with you and use it in your work, or does it have to be approved and everything for that?
Yeah, the next step is we want to study it, and so, but we do want to do a few more design changes. So right now we're 3D printed, and we want to change that material. And so we want to, rebuild the actual outer casing of it. And we want to customize the lens. So there are a few tweaks that we want to do to the product itself. As for implementation, we can set up a protocol like an IRB, institutional review board protocol at institution,
Mhm.
and get consent and try to study it. So that would be a
Right.
next step. Mhm.
Now, would there be a use for your product in the coroner's office, like in the morgue, doing dissections and autopsies and stuff like that? Because I
Yeah,
imagine would the bar be lower in terms of like FDA approval and safety and all that when
yeah.
the thing being operated on is dead?
Yeah, exactly. So those are also we're in talks about trying to use it in like an anatomy lab. So looking at medical schools that still do open dissections, and then other fields like veterinary medicine, and dental. There are many use cases. Our patent covers all of those use cases, but there's an options to use it in other spaces. But we need to miniaturize it for certain lab like benchtop components. So
Right.
yeah, so
Fascinating.
yeah, many different
Huh.
markets. Yeah.
How long before you see it in use in the first trial? How long are we talking? Is it months, years, days?
Our hope is under a year, and so I hope it's under a year. So maybe if you reach out to me next year, this time, I can say, "Hey, Greg, we've done it. No, we're
Yeah, man,
actively
send
using
me a
this."
record.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, talk to me about HIPAA. Are there any, like, privacy concerns with the cameras associated with the machines and saving those recordings and that sort of thing?
yeah. So that's HIPAA is definitely a concern because there is sensitive material, as you can imagine, throughout the operating room, and so that's why we don't want to send any of our footage directly to the cloud. And so we want to do on device and then process and scrub that data to make sure it's clean of any HIPAA or any patient identifying patient information.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that means how do you if it's all on device, you'll have to retrieve it at some point, yeah?
Hmm.
Or is that you can't do that through the cloud? Or you wouldn't want to do it through the
We
cloud?
wouldn't want to do it through the cloud because we
I
wouldn't
see.
want to
So you're
send.
taking thumb drives to every light and plugging them in and
Mhm. On device. That's an active area of development. We're trying to figure out, how can we avoid the cloud by all costs because we don't want to violate any HIPAA
Hmm.
concerns. Hmm.
Well, there absolutely must be ways to transmit sensitive data, over the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah? That has
there
to be the case.
there is, but as much as we can limit that, the safer it is for all parties. So, and
Sensible.
that's what we want
Sensible.
to do. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to hear where you guys end up and see how it goes, Raheem.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. Yeah, I'm happy that you reached out, and I'm happy that we had this conversation. It's been an exciting as a person that's has been mostly clinical. It's been good to step outside and kind of build for the operating room. So it takes a different kind of approach, although there are some similarities to operate in. So it's been fun to build a team, come up with a vision, and build a product. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, best of luck to you, man. And definitely keep me posted. Once you get it up and running, come back on and we'd love to
I
hear
will.
your war story.
Well, yeah, hopefully a year from now.
Man, let's do it.
All right.
All right, Raheem. Thanks again. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.